Every year, countless hackers and outdoor enthusiasts visit our state and national parks all over the country, and yet, many fail to return. In 2023 alone, I've noticed an uptick in these types of scenarios where the hacker seems to vanish into thin air. So join me as I count down 10 more of the strangest state and national park missing person cases out there. Number 10. In April of 2023, a 68-year-old hacker named Gordon Kay disappeared during his trip to the Great Smoky Mountains National Park in Tennessee. The Florida resident was last seen at the Deep Creek area of the park near a backcountry campsite and would be reported missing by his family on April 26th after failing to check in with them that night. For 11 days, search and rescue teams conducted intense operations including backcountry patrols, air searches, canine searches, and drone searches with 300 professional search and rescue personnel from 57 agencies. But by May 6th, the search was suspended due to a total lack of clues and dwindling resources. I was unable to find any information pertaining to Gordon's exact plans, and as of July 2023, no further clues have surfaced pointing to his whereabouts. Number 9. In June of 2023, a 28-year-old Arizona man named Ian O'Brien failed to return from an afternoon hike in the Echo Basin area of the La Plata Mountains. Ian had been camping with his girlfriend near the upper end of the basin along Forest Service Road 566 at around 2 p.m. when he left the campsite for a solo hike and was expected to return by nightfall. Well, according to investigators, Ian had made it up the Hesperus Peak, where he took a photograph and shared it on social media approximately 4.5 hours after departing. Well, after this, no more information has come forward pertaining to his whereabouts. Immediately after his girlfriend reported him missing, Montezuma County Search and Rescue kicked off an extensive search effort for Ian, involving dozens of ground and air units that conducted 24-hour searches but yielded no clues. Even though the effort has been scaled back, there's still an active and continuous search effort being implemented. Ian was reportedly wearing a gray tank top, black shorts, tennis shoes, and a small backpack containing some food and water. Temperatures dropped to near freezing at night and dipped well into the 80s during the daytime. Many speculate that Ian was not dressed appropriately for these conditions and may have succumbed to the elements. As of July 2023, the search for Ian is still active. Number 8. On Sunday, April 30th of 2023, a 25-year-old man named Trammell Evans was dropped off by a friend at the Black Rock Campground inside Joshua Tree National Park in Arizona. According to those who knew him, Trammell planned to hike from Black Rock to Geology Tour Road, then back to Black Rock via the California Riding and Hiking Trail. There, he would be picked up on Friday, May 5th. Well, after he failed to arrive at his destination, he was reported missing. Immediately, park rangers and Joshua Tree Search and Rescue responded, which comprised of highly trained trackers, searchers, and climbers that specializes in hot desert operations. These efforts would eventually be joined by the Bureau of Land Management and CHP helicopter patrols. Rangers also interviewed all 55 folks who were registered for backcountry permits in the area, but later determined that Trammell had not been registered. Trammell is described as an athletic and experienced long-distance hiker. He moved around a lot, seeking adventure and new places to explore. Contact the National Park Service tip line at 888-653-0009 if you have any information pertaining to Trammell's whereabouts. Number 7. In September of 2017, a 45-year-old man named Jean-Yuan Wan was last seen near the New Hands trailhead near the south rim of the Grand Canyon National Park. Wan's white Toyota Camry was found abandoned at Moran Point once authorities were notified of the man's disappearance. A brief but extensive search and rescue effort kicked off soon after, lasting nearly a week and involving dozens of rangers, search and rescue teams, search dogs, and aerial sources. Despite these combined efforts, not a single trace of the man was found. Now, there are very little details surrounding this case, including what exactly Wan's plans were and what may have brought him out there to begin with. But many speculate that Wan may have been stressed or depressed and wanted to disappear, though there is no evidence to support this at all. Contact the Grand Canyon National Park tip line at 888-653-0009 if you have any information pertaining to this case. Number 6. In April of 2023, a 78-year-old man named Carroll D. Parkins was reported missing after failing to return home from his visit to the Molalla Forest area in Oregon. According to those who knew Carroll, the 78-year-old entered the area to search for shed deer and elk antlers on the morning of April 22nd, something he had done numerous times before. Well, when he failed to return home that night, family members reported his disappearance, thus kicking off an extensive, week-long search by several dozen professional search and rescue personnel, including 50 volunteers, the Clackamas County Sheriff's Department, and search and rescue teams from around the area, totaling more than 3,100 search hours. Immediately, Carroll's silver Toyota pickup was found located on a gravel pullout on Molalla Forest Road. Search teams focused their primary efforts around this location and eventually expanded deep into the Molalla River and recreation areas, yielding no further clues. Anyone who has seen or heard from Carroll is encouraged to contact the Clackamas County Sheriff's Office at 503-655-8211. Number 5. On May 30th of 2023, a 28-year-old hiker vanished during his visit to the Ranger Hole Trail near Brennan, Washington. Josh Guerrier, an avid hiker and Birmingham resident, had arrived to the area for an afternoon hike and had planned to return that evening, but never did. Now, I was unable to find much information pertaining to Josh's disappearance, as well as the search details, but it was mentioned in several articles that some of his personal belongings were found shortly after he was reported overdue from his hike, including clothing, a cell phone, and his dog. Again, there were no specifics about the dog's condition and where these belongings were found. A brief but extensive search by local authorities would last several days, but as of July 2023, There have been no further updates on this case. Contact Sergeant Brent England at 360-344-9762 if you have any tips or information pointing to the whereabouts of Josh. Number 4. In January 2023, a 40-year-old woman was reported missing after her vehicle was found abandoned at the Two Lights State Park near Cape Elizabeth in Maine. The woman, whose name has not yet been released by the Portland Police Department, was reportedly last seen about 8:30 p.m. on Wednesday, January 4th, inside the park. On the night of her disappearance, a search and rescue effort was coordinated by Cape Elizabeth Police and Fire Departments, Maine State Police, Marine Patrols, the Maine Warden Service and Scarborough Police Departments, and several volunteers. There is limited search details in this case, but based on several online sources, primary search efforts were focused around both heavily wooded areas and water sources within the park. Unfortunately, in the several months since her disappearance, no further information has come forward. Well, without a name to go on, it may be difficult to move forward in this case, but anyone with information is encouraged to call the Maine State Police tip line at 207-874-5875. Number 3. In April of 2023, a 60-year-old woman went missing during her trip inside the Olympic National Park in Washington State. Dr. Margaret Baker was last seen at about 4 p.m. on the 24th near her SUV, which was eventually found parked along East Bench Road with her cell phone and purse inside. This is also located near milepost 299 along Highway 101 within the park. According to online sources, Dr. Baker's plans included a mix of hiking and kayaking near the area where her vehicle was discovered. She was reported missing by a family member after they were unable to make contact with her that night. A hasty search began on the night of her disappearance with multiple agencies, including the Olympic National Park Rangers, both the Clallam County Sheriff's Office and Port Angeles Police Department, and many volunteers. On the second day of the search, Dr. Baker's red kayak was found at 6:45 p.m. along the lakeshore near milepost 299, but this would be the only clue in the search effort. With this discovery, search dogs and dive teams would be called in to assist, but unfortunately, there were no further results. If you have any information that may aid in finding Dr. Baker, well, go ahead and contact the National Park Service Investigative Tip Line at 888-653-0009. Number 2. On July 15th of 2023, a 53-year-old hacker named Colin Brian Walker set out for a hike on the Monrovia Hills Trail in Southern California when he failed to return. Colin was last seen by a security camera heading toward the trail around 6:23 a.m., but was not seen leaving the area. Members of the Sierra Madre Search and Rescue Team, the Pasadena Police Department, as well as volunteers, have been actively searching by ground and air, but as of July 21st, there have been no updates on Colin's whereabouts. I was unable to find what Colin's exact plans were, but he was last seen wearing a gray t-shirt, dark shorts, brown boots, a brown hat, a hiking stick, and a large green backpack. Anyone with information on Walker's whereabouts can call the South Pasadena Police Department at 626-403-7292. Number 1. In June of 2023, a 13-year-old boy went missing near his home in Reedsburg, Wisconsin. Officials state that James Yoblonsky took the family van in the middle of the night and left it on the side of the highway near Devil's Lake State Park, where it would be discovered by authorities soon after he was reported missing. Now, I was unable to confirm whether there had been a disagreement or any behavioral problems leading up to his disappearance, but the general consensus from various online sources seemed to indicate that James may have attempted to quote-unquote live off the grid. An extensive search by the Sayuk County Sheriff's Office, which included canine teams, trackers, ground units, and aerial sources, failed to locate any sign of the boy. And as of July 2023, James has been missing well over a month now. When asked by ABC affiliate News 27 if James' disappearance was being investigated as a criminal matter, the Sayuk County Sheriff's Office responded with a press conference stating that the case is still under investigation and that all avenues are being looked at. Contact the Sayuk County Sheriff's Department at 608-356-4895 if you have any information on James's disappearance. And there you have it. Just 10 more of the strangest missing hiker cases to take into consideration next time you find yourselves itching to get outdoors. Each one of these disappearances can teach us a little something about the outdoors, safety, and survival. By breaking down and analyzing these cases, we can learn from others' mistakes and prevent future incidences like these from happening to us and our loved ones. Be safe out there, and you'll hear from me soon.